Over the last few months, we've spent quite a bit of time counting down the best and worst 3D fighting games. We've covered Virtua Fighter, Dead or Alive, and most recently both Tekken and SoulCalibur. But what about the also-ran fighting games that were popular enough to get a handful of sequels, but not popular enough to still be going today? I'm talking about games like Battle Arena Toshinden and Bloody Roar, two franchises that were hot in the 1990s, only to be completely forgotten about just a couple of decades later. Did these franchises deserve better? And more importantly, what did Electronic Gaming Monthly say about these two 3D fighters? Now, in case you're wondering, EGM reviewed a total of 11 games across the two franchises. That's 6 Bloody Roar games and 5 for Battle Arena Toshinden. This covers pretty much every game in both of those two series, except for Toshinden 4, which never got an American release. What we're going to do today is count down the best and worst Toshinden and Bloody Roar games using Electronic Gaming Monthly's own words and scores. There's no editorializing here, we're just going to focus on what the critics said back when these games first came out. So go and get bitten by a werewolf, because we're taking the fight to a very small ring when we claw our way through Electronic Gaming Monthly's top 11 Battle Arena Toshinden and Bloody Roar games.
Citizens, could your loved ones be experimenting with PlayStation? Can you spot the warning signs? That's right. The top button. Obviously, this person lacks pride in his personal appearance. He's addicted to Battle Arena Toshinden. For safety reasons, we may view only a few seconds. Do not underestimate the power of PlayStation!
Let's go ahead and kick things off with number 11, Bloody Roar 4 on the PlayStation 2. Usually, when a fighting game series reaches its 4th installment, it's doing something right. In Bloody Roar 4's case, however, the only truly positive thing I can say is to let me beat up on other people as a 6-foot-tall rabbit. And even that got old after a few minutes. Roar is just a shallow button masher, one that's not much fun whether you're playing alone or with friends. And what's the point of even having different stages if every last one of them is bordered by 4 invisible walls? Stay away from this beast. It bites. Number 10, Battle Arena Toshinden Remix on Saturn. I was very disappointed in Toshinden Remix on the Saturn. First, let me rip on the voices of the characters. They're far too overdone to even be funny. Sophia's voice is almost as deep as Rungo's. I know she's a strong fighter, but come on. Plus, during the fights, they're all screaming and grunting in loud, exaggerated ways. More important than this, there really weren't any major enhancements. Sure, some cinemas and a boss, but that's not enough to make me happy. The only thing I liked a lot was the art of the characters on the select screen. This is a good one to rent. Number 9, Bloody Roar Extreme on the Xbox. I'm usually at peace in the world of beasts, but Bloody Roar Extreme is something else entirely. Its goofy characters and lackluster environments pale compared to those in other Xbox fighters. And the simplistic button-mashing combat mocks the natural ferocity, grace, and patience that my real-life animal friends once channeled into my deadly mantis stance. Infected by Bloody Roar Extreme's mediocrity, I now move in lame, predictable ways and require months of meditation and fasting to regain my power. Number 8, Battle Arena Toshinden URA for the Saturn. Oh, another unimpressive version of Toshinden comes to the Saturn. I know damned well that the Saturn has the power to make a game like this look good, so I'll have to blame this one on the developer. Sorry. Let's start with the graphics. First, the character selection screen is blocky, and the pictures on the characters are sprites and not the actual 3D polygons. The graphics during play are decent, but really could have been better. Most of the movement of the characters is delayed, and at times even slow. I can't say that I was too excited to play URA. I expected a lot more. It's a good rental, but for long-term play, maybe tedious. Number 7. Bloody Roar 3 on the PlayStation 2. Bloody Roar 3 is a lemon. It offers moves, it offers combos, it even offers technique. On paper, Bloody Roar 3 rivals games like SoulCalibur with its impressive list of gameplay goodies. Some hands-on time will quickly reveal, however, that the game is full of mechanical problems. Characters turn around too slowly. The evade-escape system requires such precise timing it's practically useless in a live match. You can heal way too much while in beast mode, etc. Bloody Roar 3 is best saved for those who can enjoy flashy, button-mashing gameplay and who don't really need a technically adept fighting game engine. Number 6. Bloody Roar Primal Fury on the PlayStation 2. Aiding's Mighty Morphin animal fighting game is back on the GameCube with better graphics and a couple of new characters and minor tweaks to its frantic gameplay. But these so-called improvements don't really change the fact that Bloody Roar Primal Fury still plays out like a spazzy button-matching contest, where the winner simply jams on the combos as fast and often as possible. What contributes to the scrub vibe is the roster of characters who all attack with approximately identical speed and priorities. But even while Primal Fury will do nothing for hardcore fighting fans, casual gamers may get a kick out of the superb graphics, special effects, and over-the-top action. Number 5. Bloody Roar 2 on the PlayStation. Bloody Roar 2 is one of the spazziest fighting games since Toshinden 3. It's a decent game, that is, if you don't mind a lot of tap-tap combos combined with frantic, almost mindless gameplay. With Bloody Roar 2, more often than not, button mashing will win more games than actual strategy. The game sure does look nice, though. It's almost worth checking out just for the eye candy alone. Just don't expect a Tekken or Street Fighter-like hardcore fighter. Number 4. Battle Arena Toshinden 3 on the PlayStation. Here's another good example of a fighting game with lots of options and tons of characters that I couldn't get into. The graphics look nice, but often are too flashy, almost overkill. Some of the attacks are some of the coolest around, especially the ones when guns are used. Still, Toshinden is still a solid buy simply for the amount of characters. Number 3. Bloody Roar on the PlayStation. Bloody Roar is the fighting game for everybody. Its massive move list borrows from just about every fighting game, although the super fast engine is most similar to Fighting Vipers, making it easy to get into. While random button mashing will work fine against inexperienced opponents, the counters and beast's ferocious juggles make Bloody Roar surprisingly deep. The game is also flashier than Soul Blade and Star Gladiator put together. Number 2. Battle Arena Toshinden on the PlayStation. Toshinden is one of the most visually impressive fighting games that I've ever seen. The game plays well, and the characters are pretty cool. Unfortunately, once you've seen all it has to offer, it loses its appeal. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy Toshinden, but it gets tiresome. The American version has changed voices and music. Most of you won't really care, but if you've played the import game, it's rather annoying. Toshinden is cool. Show it off to your friends. And finally, at number 1, Battle Arena Toshinden 2 on the PlayStation. I appreciate both Toshindens because they combine the 3D look of Virtua Fighter with the special moves of Street Fighter. Games like Virtua Fighter and Tekken are fun to look at, but I want to see some fireballs, flaming dragon punches, and other flashy stuff. I'm actually surprised that more games don't take this approach of the best of two worlds. Toshinden 2 does not compare graphically, however, to Virtua Fighter 2. It wasn't quite as smooth and had fewer polygons. If you can avoid comparing the two, then you have a great 3D fighter in Toshinden 2, which I guarantee will go down as a classic.
Scream, Mr. Graves. Mrs. Whitlam. Not a waste of money. I'm scared. Jimmy, doesn't this make you angry? Everyone, let's encourage Jimmy to unleash the beast within. Very good. I think we've had a breakthrough.
PlayStation.
Hey, thanks for watching me break down these Bloody Roar and Battle Arena Toshinden reviews. If you liked what you saw here, then you should know that we have a whole playlist full of episodes just like this one, featuring Sonic and Mario, Zelda, Dead or Alive, Tekken, Virtua Fighter, Bonk, Final Fantasy, Phantasy Star, and so many more. Really just way too many to name here. I recommend you go and give it a binge. Now, here's the question I have for you. Do either of these franchises deserve to be resurrected? And do you agree that Toshinden 2 is guaranteed to go down as a classic? Look, although the gameplay wasn't there, I really do feel like there were some cool ideas in the Bloody Roar franchise. If they just gave it to the right developer, they could come up with something really cool. Let me see your thoughts in the comments below. In other news, we'll be back later this week with my first review in ages. We also have another Nintendo Switch Online Review Crew episode ready to go on Friday. If that sounds good to you, then I strongly recommend you click that subscribe button and support what we're doing here. Until then,